Picha is actually the name of the son of our first chef. The funny thing is that after we incorporated the whole company, we registered Picha Senjan Berhad, started the marketing, everything. 6 months later, we realized that his name is actually Peter, not Picha. It's just the way we always hear the mom shouting at him. One of the things that give me goosebumps is growing together with the family, especially seeing the kids. I always tell the students, like, if you have a dream, believe that you have control over it. I mean, of course, life, you cannot control life, but at least you work towards certain things. For me, right, like for example, I am so in control to get my master's. Who knows Picha started? And that's life. I think is that attitude and the mindset of knowing, you want something, you go get it. And if you can't get it, you are at least halfway there, right? So many of us trap ourselves in whining. Like, I hate my job, I hate my job, I hate my job. Then leave lah. Oh, but I need the money. Then do your job. Find some joy somewhere. Like, you are in control of your emotions. Like, you are not a tree. Move.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Living in Control Podcast. I'm Amiza Abraham, your host for this episode's podcast and co-founder of In Control Group. Our mission is to help people become in control of their life and career, and we imagine a world in which most people are in control of their lives, a conscious life accompanied by conversion, contentment, and consistency. Through Living in Control podcast, we hope you'll be inspired to love what you do, love who you do it for, love who you're doing it with, and love how you're doing it. In this episode, I have yet another inspiring guest to our podcast. I don't know why my voice is like this, but I'm just super excited, right? So she is the co-founder of PichaEats, a social enterprise that works with home chefs who are refugees in Malaysia to share their cuisines through home-cooked meals while helping them to sustain their livelihood here as refugees. Along with her two other friends, they started off Picha project while they were in their final semester in university. That was in 2016. And throughout the years, their work and initiative have been recognized. They have been featured in Forbes. Suzanne herself, oops, I gave out her name already. Suzanne herself was chosen to represent Malaysia for the Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative, YSELI, in the United States, and Ashoka Changemaker Exchange Asia in Singapore. That's a mouthful. And the list of her and her team's achievements goes on and on and on. I think that will take like probably half of the time of this podcast. But you guys have questions like, why Picha? Picha as in Picha. Well, we'll ask our guest that question later on. So let me welcome Suzanne Ling to our podcast. Hi, Suzanne.
Hello.
How's it going?
Going great. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
You mentioned that you're in Sabah.
Sabah.
What are you doing there? How's the weather over there?
Weather's great. I'm taking a 1 month break here. Today's day one.
Wow, 1 month break.
But I couldn't fit this in before I leave, so just gonna take it here.
So thank you very much for taking a little bit of your time out of your break. And I'm really sorry that we have to take that out for you. But you have about 29 days.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So taking a 1 month break, that is so nice.
I would say it's my first proper break in the last 10 years. So
10 years.
It was a conscious decision that I wanted to take a break, like a mental break. Throughout Picha, because Picha has been around for this is our 7th year. So because owning a business, even though you go on holiday, you are just constantly like on the phone or on the laptop. And I was during the pandemic, I was thinking back about all the trips that I've taken. That like I'll be in Dubai, but I'm in the hotel working. I'll be in Taiwan for a talk, but I fly in for the talk and I fly out right after the talk. So it's been many years. And I think in order to recover and not burn out so much, I wanted to take a month off. And this has been planned since November last year. So it has been carefully planned for the past 7 months. And June it's our slower month because it's right after Ramadan and Raya.
Oh,
and
yes,
it's before the peak happens again, which is in Christmas. So I carefully planned this trip, and this month off is for me to just recharge, to think with more clarity, and hopefully come back more creative as well, because with the break, it helps you get inspired differently. So the team all wished me well. They were super excited for me. One of them even joked he can't believe he lived to see this day where I'm taking a month off. Yeah, but I'm very thankful for the team. They really stood up to the challenge, and they're like, yeah, just go, we are fine. So here I am.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think we'll go back to that, because I think that is really, really important to talk about, because while our life gets what I call this pretty hectic and everything, taking a break is very, very important as well, right?
Definitely.
So I think that is a really, really good point to talk about, but we'll revisit that later. So I think the first question would be why it's called Picha.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I know it's on the website. I read it, but I want our listener to know why you guys picked the word Picha.
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone. Just a quick intro. I'm Suzanne, and I'm one of the co-founders for PichaEats. And what we do is we run a food delivery and catering business here in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. But all our chefs are actually chefs from the refugee community. So they are chefs from Syria, Palestine, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and so on. And the reason why we started this was because we realized that the refugee community struggle a lot financially here, and they are not allowed to work legally. So we just thought, how can we use a more creative way to help them earn an extra income, which we thought food, because Malaysians, we love our food. Everyone needs to eat every day, and it's just a market that will never end if you market and the product is good, right? Because everyone eats every day. So we started this business in January 2016, and the first chef that we had with us is actually a parent of our student. So, okay, then I have to backtrack some more. So we started Picha in 2016, but our whole journey actually started in 2013. So 2013, when I was still in university, my friends and I, we were volunteering in this refugee school every week for about 2.5 years. And that was where we realized that they were struggling financially. So from there, we got one of our students' mom to cook. And after she cooked, we sold it to our friends in university. And that's how PichaEats started. So so Picha is actually the name of the son of our first chef. So the first chef who we cook with, her son's name is called Picha, and we named ourselves the Picha Project as a reminder to ourselves that, we started so small. We started for this boy, and we want to continue to grow for this boy as well. But
where is he from?
Myanmar. He's from Myanmar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But the funny thing is that I think after we incorporated the whole company, we registered PichaEats Chef, started the marketing, everything. 6 months later, we realized that his name is actually Peter, not Picha. It's just the way we always hear the mom shouting at him, because every time we hear his name, the mom's like, Picha, like, don't run, or something like that. So his name is actually Peter. But till today, we call him Picha just for the fun of it.
But Picha is a nice, cute name, It's like
He's
it's like
really
Pikachu.
Yeah, he's really cute. And we met him when he was 4, and he's already 10 now. So it's really, we just celebrated his 10th birthday earlier this year. And I just put his photos side by side. It's so cute. It's like the tiny Picha and now like the 10 years old Picha.
Oh, that is so cute. Listening to this, it's like, it's so nice. You get to grow the business and get to see the little boy grow as well. And it's like a constant reminder of like why you guys are doing this. It's a good reminder of the purpose of PichaEats.
As you mentioned, growing the business and seeing Picha grow, I would say one of the most fulfilling thing, and one of the things that give me goosebumps in this business, is growing together with the family, especially seeing the kids, right? Like you see the kid, they were 4 and now suddenly they are 10. It feels very weird in a good way, right? And then you see, and one of our chef's son, like he was maybe 11 and now he's like 16. So he's a teen now. So it's just, oh my gosh, you were a boy. And it hit us that it's been so many years, because when we are hustling, it just doesn't feel long. But when we see the kid, it's like, oh my gosh, you are entering high school. The heck? And that is very fulfilling, knowing that we are journeying with them together. And it's also nice to see that they've been with us for so many years as well. So we started for about 7 years. So most of them are with us like at least 5-6 years. Half of them are with us for 5-6 years. Another half of them are like pretty new. So it's a mix of them.
The last that I know is that you guys have 17 home chefs.
I see. Yeah.
Is it growing now?
We are still the same. We are still at 17. They are a chef who goes in and out. So we have 3 chefs who are currently in Australia. So they resettled to Australia.
Good for them.
Yeah, we are very happy for them. And we have 2 chefs who are in Amsterdam. And then we have 1 chef who went back to Iraq. Last week, we just sent another back to Syria. So there's a lot of movement in and out. So yeah, there's a chef leaving and then we onboard new chef as well. So now we are still at 17.
Okay. Is there any particular criteria? How you guys vet your chefs?
Last time we used to kind of like vet them one by one, but since 2 years ago, we started doing about onboarding instead. So we will have a group of them, about 10 to 30, depending on the cohort, to join us in F&B business training for about 2 months. And from there, we will pick up a few good ones who wants to join us. So we go by trainings, and the rest they will learn and then they will go their own way. Some of them start their own business. Some of them go work in a restaurant. So they come for the training for free and then they will go off to whatever they want to do. But from there, every round of training, we get about 3-4 chefs, and that's how we onboard currently.
Oh, so you also provide training for them. Yeah. And then they have the choice to whether go on their own or be, on board on your platform, where you would help them to source caterings.
Yeah, so if they join us, then we are responsible to get sales for them.
Okay. Wow, that's good. And the training is free.
For them, yes. Yeah. It is usually funded by grants. So it depends on who's the sponsor for the cohort.
Yeah. I see. Are you still looking for sponsors?
For next year, yes. This year we are covered, thankfully. But next year, if anyone would like to, be our partner for the training, that's very most welcome. Yeah.
Okay, take note, guys. If you would like to fund or sponsor, do something or contribute, paying it forward, you have the option to help PichaEats to train the refugees.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that is a really nice initiative. And it's quite brilliant, actually, because, when we talk about, helping and charity, sometimes it's not just about, giving out money to help them, but giving them the skills or the knowledge for them to sustain their livelihood. And what I call this, that it's like the saying, like, give a man a fish, he will just eat for a day. Teach a man how to fish, they will eat for longer days, right? What is your driver to stay this long in doing this? Is there any time when you just feel like, oh, this is difficult?
Definitely many moments. I would say, especially in the beginning, when we first started, there were many moments where we just like, why are we doing this again? Because it was tough, both mentally and physically. Physically, because when we were new, we were doing everything on our own, including deliveries, caterings. So that can be very tiring when we do catering for, like, let's say, like 100, 200 packs, and it's just like triggers, settling the whole thing, carrying the rice. I remember some of the tired, like, I remember those moments vividly, like really tired, is when one of our chefs stay on the 5th floor and there's no lift. So We just went
wow.
up and down carrying like trays and trays of rice and chicken. So those were very tiring, but we are also in a rush because we need to send it to the client. So it's just physically exhausting. And after doing the catering, we bring the trays back and we wash them. So it's like we finish the whole thing maybe like 1, 2 a.m. And I remember sometimes when I reach home, I would just like lie down on the floor and then my dad will say, don't do already, what are you doing, don't do already, because my dad just cannot comprehend, right? Like why graduate from uni and then do this to yourself, like why run a catering company? So those were very tiring moments. And there's also, but those are like physically tiring, like I won't say mentally challenging. And I remember another one that I had this conversation with my friend, with my co-founder Suzanne, was also I think we were second year in about 2017, I think, where we have to do a catering, and again the catering was on like a 4th floor without lift, and it was just me and Celine packing up for I think a catering for maybe like 200 packs. So to carry all the catering stuff is extremely heavy, and the two of us just going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Then driving back to the office, I think both of us were quiet because we were exhausted.
Okay.
Then suddenly we say, still want to do we're very tired. Very tired. And the fact that when we reach, we still need to wash all the trays is just super tiring. But after that, we slowly, as we grow, then we have the team, we delegate. But those were the early stages where you just do everything yourself.
But why do you do this? That is a really good question to ask yourself. And I want to ask that.
Yeah, I think to us, it was, even till today, it was very clear. It is for the families that we work with. As I was sharing, right, we started our journey very unintentionally. Like it wasn't like we woke up one day and like, I want to start a business. It has never been like that. To me personally, I've never wanted a business. I always joke with my friends, well, if I start a business, sure die. Which is true, right? Because my background,
it's still not dying.
No, because I have co-founders. It's not just me, so we balance very well. If it's just me, confirm dead, right? So because for my background, I grow up very inclined towards a NGO kind of work. So growing up, I knew I wanted to do more people-oriented stuff. I think it's upbringing, just family values and so on, right? So growing up, I was very clear I wanted to go into a people-driven work, whatever that is. So I studied psychology. My initial ambition was to be a clinical psychologist and work with special needs children. That was my goal, which is why in university I started volunteering with the refugee kids, because I thought it's a way for me to have more experience with kids and to just start somewhere and not just wait until I graduate. So in the school, that is where I started seeing the problem, because I have a class that I teach for 2.5 years, which teaching for 2.5 years, you build relationship. And I have that attachment with the kids, because I don't just go and teach, right? We teach and then we hang out and then we play football. And then sometimes I bring them out for McDonald's. So it is a relationship. And it hit me when my students, whom I love very much, started dropping out from school because they are poor at home. It hurts a lot. Like it just broke my heart to see the kids just dropping out. And when they drop out, because we are also friends, they will message me on Facebook. Then they will say, sorry teacher, I cannot come to school. Please don't be angry. It's not I don't want to come, but I need work. It's very heartbreaking. So when that happened, for me, Kim and Sweden, we were there. Like we have been with them for 2.5 years. We cannot just turn and say, oh, the kid dropped out. So we started thinking, okay, what do we do? What can we do to fix it? So we actually, we raised funds and we gave them scholarship. But we realized the issue is not the scholarship. Even we give them scholarship, they cannot come to school because it's not that they can't afford the school fees. They need to earn extra money. So that's the problem. So then we realized we can't be giving their family money. We don't have the money to give their family money, so the kids stay in school. So the solution is the family needs to earn more money. And how to earn more money? That's where Picha came about. So I would say what keeps us going is because we saw the problem in front of our eyes to people that we know personally. It is impossible to turn away. It is just against all. Like, how can I sing?
Oh my gosh,
Like
it's a good
how,
heart. You have
Good
such a
heart.
good heart.
I wouldn't say so, but I think we were so involved. And when we visit their family, I think if you see it with your eyes, you would do the same as well. When we went to their house, they ate rice with Maggie. That's their meal. So Maggie is the lauk, rice is
Oh
rice. So
no.
they eat
Okay.
rice with Maggie. And we just cannot lah. So I think what kept us going is because we know that there is a possible solution. And it's just not right to like, oh, you know what? I graduated, bye. I'm just gonna go to my corporate job, earn my money, live my life as if I have never seen this happen. If I saw it one time, maybe I can turn away. But I've been there 2.5 years. Very hard to turn away, right? So then we went deeper. So we went deeper where, we got in this family, we got more family. And when we got more family, that's where we got exposed to even more issues. Like initially, we were just with the Myanmar community. Then we got into the Syrians, the Gaza, Palestinian. And then that's where we hear story from this person in front of us that we read on the news. We read about the war on the news, the Syrian war, the Gaza conflict. And now the human is in front of me, like on my side. I'm eating with her in her house and she's telling me, oh, this scar, it became so real. Like they will tell us, oh, that they, because we got close. Okay, I have to say Picha is built very much on human relationship and trust. So when we work with the chef, we are personally close with them. We are not just like, oh, you are a Picha chef, but we visit them, we build relationship, we make friends, we are very close with our kids as well. So I think when this kind of relationship is built, it is just very, very hard to say, oh, things is tough, you know what, I'm gonna quit, because they have had it so much tougher and they are still fighting. So it's really tough. So we hear stories like, I remember when we first started working with the Middle Eastern refugees, we struggle to even eat because it's like, wow, very, very hard. Because they will tell us, oh, before I came to Malaysia, I was like eating with my family, and suddenly a bomb hit, all of us went to the hospital, or my brother, they say it as if it's something so normal. And we just listening. And then she will tell me, oh, someone shot my husband from the back, so then show me the scar. It's real. So whatever we read on the news is real now here in Ampang, KL, Malaysia. So I think when we see more and more of those, if we know that we can do something and we choose not to, not right lah to me, right? For me personally. So I think what drives me, and I wouldn't call that guilt as well. It's not a sense of guilt that drives me. What drives me is knowing that we are all in this together. And the chef, because Picha, like just now you say, oh, very good heart, whatever, right? I always believe that Picha, we are not the hero. Like Picha is not, how do I say? It's not, we are here to save the refugees. I really don't believe so. I believe that the refugee community, they are very strong to save themselves, but they have no platform. They have no platform. It's very hard. Like if they go and like start a business, while the authority come, they cannot already. Like they cannot. So what we do is, what I think Picha's role is we create that platform, and their hard work and their dedication bring them to where they are. Because if you see how the chef work, it's crazy. Like the way they work, the way they shop for their ingredient, how they source for the ingredient, they cook, they wake up at 1 a.m. to make sure the food is fresh. They work super hard. So I always believe that, and you say you love their food, right?
Yeah.
They cook it, not me. They cook it, and they are great
delicious
chefs. Yeah, they are great chefs. They are very resilient. We are constantly inspired by them. And to know what they have gone through and still be like that, it's like, whoa, like, wow, salute. And they really sayang us a lot. Like they really take care of us. Sometimes if let's say, I remember when COVID first started, very early stages of COVID, right? Kim got COVID. So we message. Those were the times where when someone gets COVID, you need to announce on social media. It was at that period.
Yes.
So we texted all our chefs and we say that we are going to make this announcement online that someone got COVID, but please don't worry. We will clarify that your food is not from our office. And we told them, please don't worry, we will still do our best to bring sales for you, because we are worried that they are worried their sales get affected. Their reply
plus
super
in
sweet.
MCO, it's like it's really difficult for everybody.
Yeah, and their
Yeah.
reply very sweet one. Their reply is, "Oh, I don't care about the sales as long as you are okay. Like that's not important to me right now. Who got COVID? Is she okay? Or let me send her something." They really sang us. And every time we are at their house, they will feed us like mad. They will say, "Oh, eat this, eat that. Let me bring you this." And there was one time, yeah,
The
then there was
Middle
one
Eastern
time.
aunties, they are
Oh, they
like
are,
that, I
yeah,
think.
they are
Yeah.
really, really, really hospitable. And
Yes,
recently,
yes.
I don't know why recently we got gifts from them. I almost cried.
Mhm.
Like I went to
Oh,
one of the chef's house, then suddenly like the girl, so this girl, I think when I met her, she was like 3. Now she is 7. Also grow up with her. Lah.
okay.
So she suddenly went into a room, came out and bought gifts. You know those like are 2 ringgit shop? It's just very random, simple stuff, but she bought for us specifically. She's like, "Oh, this for you, this for
Oh,
you, this for
that's
you."
so
Then we're like,
sweet.
"Why got gift? It's not Christmas, it's not birthday." Then she's like, "Oh, because I love you." Then we're like, so I think all
Oh.
this, and recently another chef, because he had very good sales during Ramadan and Raya, so he's really
Mm-hmm.
happy. And
Mm.
he's from Pakistan. And we
Mm-hmm,
brought
mm-hmm.
his family out to an Indian restaurant to eat biryani because we wanted him
Okay.
to try more food so that he can cook more food, right? And then
Okay.
when we brought them out, they were so happy. And during the dinner, we found out this is their first time eating out in Malaysia. They have never eaten out. So,
Oh,
and they were
wow.
so happy that he bought all of us a gift, like nicely wrapped with a little ribbon. So he gave all of us a gift and just really appreciative of this meal. Um,
Mm.
yeah, and to me, that's why I really believe that Picha to me it's really a platform of collaboration of everyone working hard together towards something good. So it's not just me, it's also the team who works really hard because they could have gone into a corporate job. A few of people that we have in our team actually have to go against their parents to join us. Like the parents like, "Your sister's in Shell, why are you in Picha? Like what the heck is Picha?" Right? So they have to fight those fights.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
our chefs as well, some of them, the husband not happy with them earning money, all kinds of story, lah, right? But they have
Mm-hmm.
gone through so much and they are still fighting hard. So I really believe that, yeah, I think what keeps me going is it's this whole thing, right? It's seeing how
Yeah.
your hard work goes into something and to see the chefs being able to cover their expenses from doing this together. There were a period of time last year. Last year was a very tough year
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
for Picha because it's in the peak of pandemic, the stress is high.
Mm-hmm.
I did question myself multiple times. Should we close this down? Like, is this going to work? Should we close this down? Last year, early last year, I
Mm.
asked myself very seriously. It's not a tired, simply ran kind of stuff. I
Mm,
really
mm,
thought very hard about it.
mm.
And the way I think about it is, okay, if I close this down, what happened to these 16 chefs? Can I find them something else before I close down that gives them this amount of salary every single month? I have no
Oh.
answer. I cannot. So I'm like, okay, what else can I do that they can earn this money every single month for the last 6 years? It's not
Mm.
like it's not a one-time donation. It's a consistent monthly salary to cover everything. So I think, think,
Mm.
think, think, think. I remember I was in Publica on the escalator. Think, think, think,
Mm.
think, think.
While
Wow.
while on the escalator.
No, it was really bugging me because things were
Oh,
really
wow.
tough. I'm like, should I just close it? Should I just close it? I think. I cannot lah, do lah. So continue. Well, I'm glad we didn't close down, definitely, because things turned better this year. And the
Mm.
chef are really happy. So Ramadan Raya, catering is coming back. They are really happy.
Yeah.
So things are slowly recovering, and I'm glad that we didn't give up. And even for me personally, like not closing Picha, but me quitting. Like, should I just leave? Like, like it's been 7 years. Like, should I leave? Then that, which is why I have this break, right? Because I know that it's not that I'm sick of what I do, but I think I'm just badly burnt out. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was badly burnt out from the pandemic, from everything. So
Yeah.
which is why last year I'm like, you know what, let's take a break, clear my mind. But
Mhm.
thankfully I already recovered. So I think
Mm.
around earlier this year, I'm already recovered. So this trip is like bonus. I
Okay.
recovered from my burnout, and I see myself doing this. I love what I'm doing. Yeah, and exciting
Suzanne,
days ahead.
seriously, while you were telling this story, right? I feel like there's like this cute little bear or something hugging my heart. seriously, it's like it's really really nice. I teared up a little bit
Okay.
listening to that story. How I see this
Mm,
is driver, it comes from them, right? How inspiring they are towards you,
mm,
and the fact that they have it
yeah.
harder,
Mm,
and it will not be what I call this,
yeah.
it's not fair for us to
Mm,
feel like, for us to give up on them. And if they can fight harder, why
mm,
not you try harder in
mm,
sustaining and growing this
yeah.
business? And in
Mm,
that story that you shared, a few interesting things that I picked
yeah.
up, right? When you mentioned about your upbringing.
Mm,
But what is it in your upbringing
mm,
that inspire you? Or I mean, teaching for 2 years plus while studying,
mm,
that's a lot, and
yeah.
this is you're not being paid for teaching, am I right? It was
No.
volunteer work,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Mm.
So what's your upbringing? How's your upbringing?
Okay, I would say it's a mix, yeah. So it's I will share the story of how I got to the volunteering stuff, but
Yeah.
I like what you shared earlier about being in control because that's what I really believe in.
Yes,
So later I'll share
that's why
more
we
about
have
that.
you here.
Yeah. So regarding my upbringing, I would say my parents, credit to my parents. I really think my parents did a great job bringing me and my siblings up. I'm the middle child, so I have an elder
Mm.
sister and a younger brother. So I think generally because my family is not from corporate, my dad was a hairstylist, like he owns a salon. But ever
Mm.
since having my elder sister, he became an insurance agent so he can have more time with the family. So he's an
Ah.
insurance manager. Um, so flexi time. Whereas my
Wait,
mom,
wait,
my
wait.
mom,
Sorry.
hmm?
Does he do your hair
Yes,
while
he
you?
dyed my hair.
Oh, so
Yeah,
nice.
this is from him. So every year he will dye my hair and he will pick the color. So sometimes he does like red, purple. This time still okay. Yeah, you can't
Does
really
he still
see.
do the hairdressing thing?
Just for us,
He,
just for me and my
for you
sister.
guys? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so
so nice.
he
Okay.
he stopped ever since 32 years ago. And I think
Ah.
when I grow up, I realized that he gave up on his dream for us. So he gave us the
Okay.
chance to, do what we want to because he gave
Okay.
up on his dreams, right?
Okay.
Which is what I think our parents' generation are the ones who, I mean, we are very lucky to be able to say, oh, go for your dreams, go for your passion, but they
Mm-hmm.
can't, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, back to the story. So
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in a family that is very corporate and monetarily driven. I think it's because growing up, I have never experienced too much materialistic stuff.
Ah, okay.
But we have always been happy. So I think growing
Mm.
up, I was brought up in a way where we don't need fancy stuff to be happy. Like
Mm.
for me and my family, we just go like kopitiam, are very happy already. And even though we are not very well off, my parents are the type who make sure not make sure they put in the effort to bring us to Titi Wangsa Park, fly kite, ride bicycle, ride horse, go to the
Oh.
mines, and then even traveling we go Kuantan, Taiping. So there's always Malacca, Penang. So my childhood is filled with good memories, but none of them were expensive. And I think the
Nice.
most expensive one we went is like the ship. And now I look, actually not expensive also, but last time to us it's like, oh, that's the fancy place, right? So I think
Yeah,
growing
yes.
up, our value system is just not materialistic driven.
Mm, mm,
So growing up,
mm.
I've never had that mindset of I want to earn a lot of money. I think if
Ah.
one is because I want to travel, because we have that traveling spirit because my dad
Yes,
always brings
yes,
us
the
around, right?
adventure thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we are also a family where we have a good deal. We are super happy, like, oh, Asia, good deal. Okay, bye, bye, bye. So we are that kind of family. And also my parents are generally also very giving people. So I grow up seeing those. So for example, my dad, I always bring this example. My dad is the kind where sometimes if we eat at kopitiam and there are
Mm-hmm.
people asking for money, like beggars
Ah,
coming around,
yes, yes, yes.
my dad and my mom is the type who will then ask them, have you eaten? Sit with us and order them food. So growing up to me, that is normal. So on our table,
Wow.
there will be a stranger eating together with us. Then they will say, oh, so how much you got today? Like you, okay or not? Where's your son? Where you stay? So they are like that. So
Wow.
growing up, Yeah, so I'm like, credit to my parents. So growing up, to me, that is normal. And I also go to church. So going to church, we are not just we are not the type who just go and go home. We are the type who will help in church. So growing out, school holiday, I'll be in church, like helping wrapping like Christmas present. So to me, working for something without return is very normal. Means we call it serving lah, right? So growing up, we just help to clean the place, or like, and it's not like child labor, right? It's really helping to arrange things, or helping the teacher to do this. So to me, that is very normal, which when I grew up, I realized how this attitude bring me to certain places, because to me it's normal, and only I realized, oh, it's actually not normal. Because then I went to university and I joined a society. And in the society, I'm my usual self lah. Oh, can you do this proposal? Okay, give you. To me, it is normal to do that. But a lot of other students, only then I realized, they're like, why you need me to do this? What is in it for me?
They're more calculative.
Oh, super. I didn't know it's like that. So then I was just doing what I thought was normal. And then a year later, they tell me, oh, can you be president for the next round because you did so well? I'm like, isn't this a normal thing to do? But I realized that whole journey of growing up made me someone very initiative, which is why I got into so many things, and a lot of opportunities came, because every time opportunities come, I grab it. Because to me, I'm like, oh, I want it. But I have never thought of it as like a strength or something special about me. I didn't think of it that way. To me, it's very natural. I thought this is normal, right? But onto the volunteering side of things, this is where I want to talk about you saying being in control. I'm a middle child. Growing up, this is like commonly acknowledged by my parents. I'm always not on my own, but I'm very independent, because my sister and my brother both somehow require more attention than me. So my parents just let me do my own thing.
Middle child syndrome lah.
Also, yeah, man. Good example. So my parents acknowledged that. They actually did tell me and say, oh, thanks for being so independent, because your siblings are a lot of work. So I think with that kind of growing out, I have a kind of mindset where if I want it, I go get it. So and again, I was from a middle class family, so I really, 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 really want to study abroad, but we can't afford, right? And my results, I couldn't get GPA, because GPA is like straight A+. My results really very good, but I got A-, so I cannot get GPA. And so I went on to A-levels, and during A-levels, my dad paid for my A-levels. I think it was very cheap, about 14K. And he came and tell me, that's all I have, degree, you settle yourself. He told that to me. So from A-levels, when he told me that is where I started planning, okay, so how do I get what I want? Because I don't want that to become like, oh, my family not rich, I cannot go overseas. To me, I don't believe in that. To me, is if I want it, I find a way, right? So A-levels, I started finding, okay, degree, how do I get a full scholarship? A star, A for A-levels, 3 subjects, A star, A. So I studied my ass off to get A star, A. So I got full scholarship, got into degree, and I'm very kiasu, and also like in control, see how you want to say it. Once I got into uni, the first thing I checked in the first semester is how do I get a scholarship to UK or US. So I was just in my first year for masters. So first year in degree, I already checked how to go for masters. So I checked the requirement. Okay, to go for masters, you need to score this well. You need to be very active in this. You need to have this experience. So my whole uni, I was building for a scholarship for masters. So I would say even volunteering for the refugee school has personal interest as well. Yes, I love the kids. I love kids. I want to work with them. But at the same time, I know it helps with my resume. So I started volunteering, and I was very active in like leadership clubs, speaking to different people, all that to get a master's scholarship. And I knew at the end of my degree, I can get a scholarship, but I didn't until now. I haven't gone for my master's because of Picha.
Okay.
It's okay. But I think that whole experience, it's also it's something that I really believe in. And whenever I go back to university to give talks, I always tell the students, like, if you have a dream, believe that you have control over it. I mean, of course, life, you cannot control life, but at least you work towards certain things. For me, right, like for example, I am so in control to get my master's. Who knows Picha started and that never happened. And that's life. But to me, I think it's that attitude and the mindset of knowing, you want something, you go get it. And if you can't get it, you are at least halfway there, right? And for the volunteering for the refugee kids, it's multiple factor on top of building the masters, on top of taking a degree in psychology, and on top of liking kids. There's also something personal that happened that gave me that final push to go and volunteer. Is one of my friend, one of my close friends, we are a gang of girls, like a group of girls from high school. One of my friends, upon finishing A-levels at the age of 19, she passed away suddenly in Tioman from a drowning accident. And she's a close friend. So I think that hit all of us, where we know, what, we thought life is just beginning, but it's not like we can go anytime, right? And losing a friend together, grieving together, and knowing her story, what she wants to do. We know there's a lot of things that she wants to do. She wants to go to Nepal and teach English when she graduates. She wants to do this when she starts working, but all that cannot anymore because she left so early, right? So I think that's where all of us, so me and my group of friends, we all have this mindset where we want it, we go for it, right? So we don't wait. So in my head is, if I want to work with refugees, if I want to work in war zone, because that was my initial plan, like clinical psychologist, and I want to go on ground, like disaster area. So I thought, if that's what I want to do, now in uni, what can I do that is the closest to that, which is the refugee community? So then it kind of pushed me, so that if I die tomorrow, I can say I already did what I can, right? I won't say, I should have gone there when I graduated, but I haven't graduated. So I think that all together just pushed me to start this. And because I started volunteering, then Picha started. And then after that, everything changed lah. But again, as we mentioned, right, to be in control, I always have this, I was sharing with my team just last week, I have this mantra in my head, because my background is in psychology, but when Picha started, I was doing marketing and sales, which I really hate. I don't like it.
Which part you don't like, marketing or sales?
Marketing and sales. It's just not my thing, because I want to work with kids, but now I'm doing marketing and sales. I'm just like, oh my gosh, so annoying. And then after I kind of like fell in love with marketing and sales, I have to switch role. And now I'm in finance, HR, operations. And product. So my roles have switched since mid last year to something that I completely like, oh my gosh, like look at numbers, operations, from psychology to marketing, then now operations is super boring. But I was sharing with my team, my mindset is we are human, we are not a tree. If you don't like it, you quit. If you don't want to quit, you learn, right? If you don't want to, so that's my mantra. So every time I do something I don't like, in my head it's like, don't want to do, then quit. Don't want to quit, then do. Don't want to do, then quit. Don't want to quit, then do. Then I will do it. And my mindset is, it's true. If I don't want to do it, then quit. If you know you're not going to quit, then you do it. If you are going to do it, then do it happily. So it's all mindset shift. And my other mantra is, don't know how to do, then learn. Don't want to learn, then quit. Don't want to quit, then learn. No, because it's real. Because so many of us trap ourselves in whining. Like, I hate my job, I hate my job. Then leave lah. Oh, but I need the money. Then do your job. Then do your job happily. Find some joy somewhere. Like, you are in control of your emotions. Like, you are not a tree. Move. So every time people whine to me, that's what I tell them. Like, don't want, then leave. Oh, but I don't want to leave. Don't leave, then do.
Yeah, that's so true, right? So I think like we have this in control blueprint, right? We're trying to reach out also to the young ones as well, because usually they start whining because they thought that, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do because the society asked me to, have a job, have a house, have a car and all that stuff. But there are a few things that they have to figure out first. And that's the core of in control, that is consciousness, where they have to be aware about what their goals are, what they love to do, where they see themselves and all that stuff, right? And then there's the 3 cornerstones, that is the contentment, consistency, the conversion. And what you mentioned just now, if you don't know, you learn. So that is the part of the cornerstone in control, where that is something that you can control. You can learn, right? If you don't take the challenge of something that you can't control as an excuse, right? And the fact that, you feel like, oh, okay, life's too short for you to just not take the opportunity and allow yourself to grow and allow yourself to do things, right? I like the part when you mentioned that, it is not your intention to just, just seeking something in return, but when you keep on giving, there are always things that coming to you and opportunities that coming to you. And I like that part where you say, hey, I'm gonna grab it, and it shows that how hungry you are to make your life more fulfilling, to take control of your life. You mentioned just now about if you open up a business, it will surely die one. But you have co-founders. How do you guys meet? And I think that is a really interesting part, because part of the pillar in control is connections, is to find the people that you like to work with.
We met while volunteering in the school, so we started all together.
Okay.
We started volunteering in the refugee school together.
Okay, so the three of you were in the same uni.
Okay. Wow, this is a long story. We were all in the same uni, but completely different faculties. So I'm from psychology. Sweden's from finance, and Kim is from music. So by right, we should be unrelated. Yeah, when I started being interested in the whole refugee issue, the first thing that I did was I had a booth in our university where people can come and like donate their sports stuff, some books for the kids. And Suzanne, and then after gathering everything, we are going to the school to give them all the collected items and do like some activities with them. This is before I started volunteering. So Suzanne signed up for this as a random person. So she signed up to do the distribution together because it was open for anyone to join. So she signed up to do the distribution. That's my first meeting with Suzanne. We went and distribute the stuff. And then from there, Suzanne saw the school. She was friends with Kim. So she told Kim, she was friends with Kim through mutual friends. So she told Kim, hey, there's this school here. You want to teach them music? Because Kim is a music student. So she then started teaching music in the school, and I started teaching English.
Okay.
So that's how we started. And how we got together was because, I think after teaching half a year separately, so I'm just teaching English on Friday, Kim and Suzanne teaches music on Saturday. So we never met.
Okay.
We never met, but we know each other's existence lah.
Okay.
I think after about a few months, 4 to 6 months, Kim messaged me on Facebook saying that she would like to raise some funds to get guitars for the kids. And she knows that I also volunteer there. And she asked me, shall we come together to do a fundraiser? So I'm like, okay, sure. That's how we got together. So we got together, we did a fundraising concert. We raised money, we bought them stuff. And then we did another fundraiser the next year, raised more money. And then we started Picha the following year. So it's always the three of us lah. The three of us, the busybody one. So that's how we got together. We were teaching, then we got together for the event. And organizing a fundraiser, you keep coming together for meetings and stuff. So that's where we got together. But I would say all this while during the volunteering, we were more like organizing members together. We were not like friends. We only became friends when Picha started. Because Picha is really like ride and die. Then we became closer friends. But before that, I wouldn't call ourselves friends. We were committee members.
Okay. Yeah. So let's spill some tea about them. What are their so what basically you mentioned just now, everyone have their own strength. So what are your strengths that
how
balance things
together?
out? Yes. How you guys balance things out? You see, 2 co-founders is a handful. 3 co-founders, it can be chaotic, right? Everyone will have their own ideas and all that. So how do you guys work really well together?
We know that we were super lucky, and a lot of people tell us the same as well. I think the reason why Picha could happen was because it's the clique of the 3 of us. We were 3 very, very different people. Very different. And it's because the 3 of us, I think the dynamic just sparked and it made things work. Because the 3 of us, Kim, the musician, she is creative, she is futuristic, she she always see things very far, like very how do I say, idealistic and visionary.
Idealistic. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so a lot of vision, dreams, idea. Oh, in 10 years, I think we can be this, blah, blah, blah. So she is that. So she keeps us dreaming. But
Okay.
execution, bad. So, no, she knows, so I can say this, right? We are very transparent. But execution, oh, so bad, right?
Okay. Okay.
But now she is way better. Now she improved. And this is another thing that she believes. You cannot say, oh, I'm like that. Because
Yeah.
she is very bad. She was very bad in execution, but she learned and she pushed, and now she can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
so
I think that's the thing, right? You
yes.
grow. Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot just say, oh, I'm like that, right?
Yeah.
So that is her. She is very futurist. She is more like the vision one, the creative
Okay.
vision one.
Okay.
Swilin, finance background. So finance background, she is the numbers record. Like, oh, you say this dream, how? Like, how to get there? What's the number? How sure are you? So she is the...
Where's the data?
Yeah, yes, data. Very, very data and result driven. Very data and result driven. And for example, if we say, oh, we should give the chef more money, then she will do the calculation. Give more money, then we die already, like cannot run it. So she's the one who will pull us on the ground. So that is a very good balance. And I would say,
and yourself?
I would say if the business has no Swilin, not just me and Kim also won't work.
So you guys are the heart, and then Swilin is the brain.
Yes, correct. Okay. For me, out of the three, in the beginning, not now, right? Not now everyone learn. In the beginning, I was naturally the marketing person because I speak well. Because I'm in psychology background. So they always say, okay, any bad news, send me to deliver. Because they say like with my face, they cannot scold me. So for example, we are late for delivery, then I'll be there and I'll be like, sorry, we'll be here soon. So I'm the more of the people front-facing person. So if there's any like talks, pitch, sales is usually me at that time. So which is why naturally we fell into our places where we needed a clearer role. Because at first we do everything, but when we needed a clearer role, I became sales and marketing. Kim was the CEO. And then Swilin is all the internal operation stuff, like operations, finance, HR. So we fell into our role very naturally according to our strength. So that's how the three of us got together. Yeah.
Oh, that is so nice. It's like I'm thinking of that twin character, the heart and the brain. The Instagram comic strip. There's a heart and then there's the brain. I forgot what's the name. Yeah, because it's like the heart's like, oh, I want to do this and everything and then after that the brain will be like, okay, how are you going to do this? How are you going to execute this?
So it's that balance lah.
Yeah, it's such a what I call this. It's such a nice group of people. So at the beginning, you guys start as only the three of you. Do you guys have a team already in the beginning?
We had interns. 2016, we had like 2 interns. We ran on interns for about 2 years until our first full-timer came in 2018.
Okay, all right. So now today, how big are you guys?
If you want to look at the whole thing, then we have 12 full-timer, 4 intern, 16 chef, and 10 drivers. So it's a lot of mouths to feed.
Yeah, that's quite big. Yeah, that's quite big. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. From what you're sharing with me, what you're sharing here is that, there's a really significant journey, and I am listening on how you guys really grow as not only as the what I call this as the business, but also as a person. The fact that you said that, okay, now I've shifted my role.
Yeah.
And I think that's the nice thing about having like a small, small business, right? You are able to go into different roles and everything. And the fact that you guys are growing together with the family, right? So you mentioned it has been 7 years already. What is next for you guys?
I think next for us, 7 minus 2 the pandemic. Okay. But
that's
I think
the blip.
Yeah, but I think moving forward, we will still keep doing what we do, but how do we do it bigger, stronger, and better? But I think in terms of the market offering, that will be it will be pretty much the same. But currently, we are looking also into venturing more on the frozen food side, because currently what we do, it is very hard to scale. Like we cannot export, we cannot go overseas because everything is like here. So we are trying to see how can we work on those as well, and how do we be more into the food and the cost scene. So for example, right now we are getting families to cook to help them earn an income. But at the same time, there's also a lot of in the same community and in the same topic of food, there is a lot of kids who are malnourished because they don't have enough food. So we are just thinking, how do we link things together? And there's also a lot of people who don't have job opportunity on top of our PichaEats Chef, right? So for example, in PichaEats, we also need riders, we need people to pack stuff, we need designer. How can we then also use this platform to create more opportunities for others as well? Because currently we actually have an intern who is from the refugee community and she's doing so well, and we are thinking how can we be a platform for more of them as well. So I'd say everything is still in the planning stage. Right now we just came out from the pandemic, like we just entered pandemic, and we are replanning what's next for us as well. So I can't give you a concrete idea, but definitely it will still be in the same scene, definitely, and we will want to do it bigger, stronger, better. Yeah.
So if we want to get updates and all that stuff, we have to,
Instagram.
tune into your Instagram,
or LinkedIn,
your LinkedIn, your website,
Facebook,
right? Facebook. Okay. The detail later I will put it in the description of our podcast and also our video. So your story is really, really inspiring. I really hope that our listeners do feel inspired to do something. I mean, not necessarily in the refugee space, or you don't have to necessarily open a social enterprise. But I would really, but it's commendable though, because the courage that you take to start it. Well, normal people, it's not that you're abnormal, but normally people will go and finish their studies, get their first job first, to gain experience first, right? Only then they will start, their business and all that stuff, right? But you guys, the three of you, Kim, Shulin, and you, Suzanne, took the risk to actually start your social enterprise. It's social enterprise, it's not something like, that you will directly get a lot of profits, right? It's not like huge profits and everything kind of business, but being resilient, being strong and driven, the outcome is pretty positive now. Am I correct?
Also.
Oh, you guys had that courage to take the risk to go into this, opening up your social enterprise and helping the families without the intention, the full or pure intention of getting something back. The real purpose is to actually help them, right? So that is really, really commendable, Suzanne. And I feel like I'm really, really super inspired by this conversation that we have, and hopefully, having that people to have that mindset of like, hey, you know what? You don't have to expect to get something. Just pay it forward. Just contribute whatever you can, and good things will come. And trust the process, and also being in control of the things that like doing what you love. And this is something that you love to do, doing it with the people that for the people that you're doing it for, loving what you're doing it for, who is the refugee family, the refugee community, and then doing it loving to do it with your friends, the other two incredible people that founded PichaEats. And then how you're doing it is with inspiring story, right? That inspiring journey. Okay, so thank you very much, Suzanne, for taking your time out from your break. Enjoy that day one and enjoy the rest of the month.
Thank you.
I really look forward to updates from PichaEats. And what I call this, I really wish you guys all the best. Please continue doing what you guys do. It's really inspiring. It's it's fun to see you guys grow too, right? So thank you very much for joining us on this podcast, Susan.
No problem. Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right. So, folks, there you have it. If you would like to support PichaEats, you can head over on their website at pichaeats.com and order their delicious meal for yourself today, or not only today, on other days as well, while helping them to rebuild lives. All right, and we will put the information of their social media handles on where you can get updates from them in our description. Keep in mind, it's either one day or day one, just like Suzanne. She didn't wait for one day. She will open she will start the Picha project. It was day one for her to start this, and it has been an incredible 7-year journey and ongoing, right? And the choice is yours because you are in control. We hope this conversation has inspired you to know more and learn with us. And don't forget to tune into our next podcast. And as always, we love to have you around. Thank you for listening and stay in control.